Can't afraid Pringle because they shot Pringle dead last week.
You have a point. They don't kill him.
They emasculated him.
Listen, and when they done shot him, they say them gone back. They say them gun misfire.
It's really strange
that
that
guy's cruel guy.
They say them gun misfire, boy, and say gun misfire.
You know, Donna, it's called cannibalism. They're cannibalizing their own.
Jeez.
It is awful, Prime Minister. You know, when I read the letter first, I said to myself, oh my, this is so distasteful. What a dastard thing to do to somebody like this man who stayed there for 5 years.
Yep.
All by himself. Alone. All by himself. And you had people, MPs, Sherfield Bowen, Kelvin, Shiggy Simon, Anthony Smith Jr., and Algernon Watts endorsing Richard Lewis to serve as leader of the United Progressive Party. I don't know. Noticed that I heard news coming out of their camp. They're saying, "How this get out there? It's supposed to be private."
Lie.
That is not going anywhere.
It's not.
It's been said now that Baldwin Spencer has come forward now.
Yeah.
And said he's putting a stop to that, and he wants to know where these upstarts going. They can't dictate what going on in the party.
He has a stay still.
Yes. Okay. I mean, the party members should be saying,
look,
that's what you call the parliamentarians upstart.
There's confusion over there now.
Look, it is one of the biggest betrayals ever in the history of our politics.
Ever.
Here's a situation in which you have Pringle serving as the sole parliamentarian, leader of the opposition.
Oh my.
And that is the respect, and that is the gratitude you show to a man who was a standard bearer, this lone standard bearer in the parliament.
Standard bearer.
Single Pringle.
For the UPP in the parliament for 5 years, that you went behind his back. You didn't have the decency to inform him. You didn't go to your constituents to consult. You clandestinely got together, did this letter to circumvent the process. That's what they're trying to do, you know. What they're trying to do is to give the impression as though the people don't want Pringle, and you connive with what's his name, Richard Lewis. No, Richard Lewis. In fact, Richard Lewis is part of it too. He you know, the story there with Brutus and
Caesar.
And Caesar. Well, I want to say this to our dear friend there, Richard. Richard. If you want to be Caesar, you can be Brutus also.
But Prime Minister, I really think it's the chairman they're trying to get rid of by trying to get rid of Pringle.
They're trying to get rid of both.
Yeah, but if they get rid of Pringle, then they get rid of the chairman.
They want the two of them to go.
So you never play marble.
I don't know who comes first.
Hey, I spoke to them, you know. In fact, I spoke to one of the members, yeah? And I said, why are you so wicked? I said, look,
if you only release the identity, they're done.
No, I'm not going to do that.
You're off the head.
The person spoke to me in confidence.
In confidence, right.
And I said, why are you all so wicked? I said, you know, you all demonize me in this country, but at least I try to help Pringle. When Pringle won in 2018, I invited him to my office. I said, young man, you have a great opportunity.
Yes.
I said to him, you're now the leader of the opposition. You're not the leader of the party. But it is unlikely that Harold Lovell will win his seat, which means by the next elections, you can consolidate the leadership. You can become both leader of the opposition, leader of the party. And I even said to him, look, you have to develop yourself. I mean, I even shared with him, you know, when I first entered politics, you know, I had a first degree. And after I recognized I was going to go for leadership, I said, boy, you better get a master's. And then at one point, too, I'd signed up for a doctoral degree, but I was contesting the leadership and so on. It's taking up so much time, and then I found myself quickly into the Prime Minister's chair. Just haven't had the time to pursue it, but if I had the time, I would have. So I said to him, in opposition, you have a lot of time. Utilize your time to build capacity. And I said to him, 5 years, trust me, you can even get as high as a master's degree. But even if you get
if you have the
first degree. Well, look, training helps to build competence.
True.
If you're lazy and you don't want to develop yourself, and that's one of the things I'm going to commend Lamin about when we get to his matter. If you don't build your competence through training and education, then evidently you're going to get left behind. I shared these insights with him. I said, look, I'm the type of person, if I end up getting 2 terms, I'm happy to move off the scenes, and I'll be very grateful. But I want to know that the person who replaces me has the competence and the integrity to lead. So that's all I need to know, so that we don't have any reversal of the gains. I don't know I could have been any more magnanimous. I went further. I said to him, within the UPP, they have this tendency just to curse people, to tear down people, and not to build any capacity. I said to him, do not allow them to use you as a catalyst to tear down people and then discard with you, or discard you, dispose you. And he sat there and he said, yes, I understand. Next thing I hear, the man coming to Parliament reading all kind of foolishness that DJ Isaac wrote for him. And he got to the stage where I had to call him out publicly and say, young man, I told you to build some capacity.
I remember.
But it started privately, but because he was going down the wrong road. And you could hear him. And what I had observed too in the early days, when Pringle stood up in Parliament and he spoke from the heart, I mean, he had the brightest spark, but he was okay.
Yes.
But when you're trying to articulate something that somebody writes for you,
and you don't understand,
and you don't even have the level of training, and you don't have the competence, you're gonna make a lot of errors.
Like when Serpent asked you why you give the the T-bills and them to.
Oh Lord.
And I have to help him ask his own question.
So anyway, this candidate, MP, UPP MP, I said to him, if me as his opponent trying to encourage him to build himself, how can you guys not take responsibility to some extent? And I'll accept that Pringle has ultimate responsibility for his development, but why didn't you encourage him to develop himself? Why did you allow him to continue to waste time and now you're trying to destroy him? I said, that is how you all operate within the UPP. If you notice, when Lamin joined us, we encouraged Lamin to, Lamin, boy, go and develop yourself. You are 1 semester away from your degree?
1 semester away.
1 semester away from his degree, okay? And no one in this country can say with any authority that Lamin has not grown significantly.
He has.
In fact, I suspect he's going to be one of our best platform speakers because the time that he spent on Point FM getting affair with the issues and so on, he can speak with authority.
Indeed.
That is how you build capacity. When he was on the leadership of UPP, he had no capacity, He had no confidence.
True.
Yeah, bong-fungle his words and so on.
And I knock
They're
him
not
around.
allowed to speak.
Y'all hear bong-fungling anything now?
Because they don't give you the opportunity.
You're not allowed to speak.
So, he said, the president said to me, the president was showing any remorse. He said to me, I want Giselle out too. So I said, so I said, so how are you going to get you out? He said, no, he said, I'll put up anti-Smith as chairman.
Oh my God.
I said, okay.
Wow.
So they mean that they're going to kill each other.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to decimate the party.
And I want to tell you all, if they're so cruel to each other, conniving and, undermining each other and doing things clandestinely. Because I said to the person, why y'all didn't give him a soft landing? You could have said to him, look, we really don't want you as leader. We don't think you're ready. We don't think you're going to be ready. However, in consideration of the contribution that you've made to the party, being the sole standard bearer and so on, we'll give you an opportunity to find some reason to stand down and to say you're supporting Richard. And they can go and do it now. That's fine with me. Because, we want to have good opponents. You don't have to be in government indefinitely. Give the man an honorable way out.
Agree.
But when you're going to destroy it, they destroy Pringle,
Yeah.
So even if, or let's say even if Pringle were to emerge, he can't live down the fact that they have literally decimated him. And the issue of trust is one of the biggest betrayal ever in the history of our politics. How can Pringle trust those guys who literally they beheaded him already?
Yes.
As you say, he's a dead man.
Yeah.
But if just in case that he's not necessarily dead, but he's dying and he survives, how is Pringle going to trust those guys again? Can't trust them.
Never.
And if Pringle, for example, were to emerge as a leader, and in the unlikely event he becomes prime minister with those guys around him, there's going to be a mutiny.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
In no time.
I want to go to the letter because some people didn't get the opportunity to look at it.
They say wicked set of people. I now recognize, evil thinks what evil does, right?
Heartless.
Evil thinks what evil does.
But Prime Minister, what I heard recently is that they're planning to go to the Governor General to have him removed as leader of the opposition.
Oh my
they're planning to
gosh.
write to the governor. I heard that just as a matter of a few days ago.
They say if he wins, that's the next